Well, game 4 of the afternoon session, round 2 of the European Darts Grand Prix, and it is our chance to see the new Premier League champion Glenn Durrant playing his first game since picking up the title, and £275,000 on Thursday. 250 grand for winning the Premier League, plus the £25,000 for finishing top of the table, joining a very, very exclusive club of winners of that title. James Wade, Raymond van Barneveld, Gary Anderson, Phil Taylor, Michael van Gerwen. We are talking genuine legends of the game, and now we can put Glenn Durrant among them. A man very much starting out on his career, but with very, very high hopes for him, is Kurz, this precociously talented young German who showed he's got a bit of steel himself in coming from behind to win his first round match here. Had a little bit of luck, but sometimes you need that, as Glenn will testify himself. Fortunate to come through the semi-finals on Thursday night against Gary Anderson in what was, well, let's not mince our words, a terrible, terrible standard for a Premier League semi-final. But they don't put averages on the trophy. They just see Glenn Durrant, Premier League champion. The winner of this goes through to face Mike Ivanhoven.
First leg is Nico to throw first. Game on.
And it's Kurz who'll get this game underway against Duzza. Rob Malarkey is in the comms box with me for it.
Yeah, the Premier League champion against the German Super League champion in this one. It's nicely set up, a real contrast between these two players. And it will be interesting to see just how Glenn Durrant sets about his business, really. There is the argument that having achieved the high of Thursday night and what was accomplished in Coventry, whether he will be able to raise his game again for this encounter. He may not have to raise his game so much, in all honesty, but I think Duzza is the sort of player, the sort of individual who will treat this particular tournament like any other. He will
140
play himself in exactly the same way.
Well, I did speak to Duzza before. He was the first one on the practice board on Thursday night in Coventry. And I went up to him and had a chat and asked him how he's feeling. He gave the same response he always does. Rubbish.
100.
Speak to me 2.5 hours from now, when I've got my practice, then I'll feel better. But I asked him, you win tonight, are you going to go to Sindelfingen?
45.
He said, yeah, I have to. You can look at the number 11 next to his ranking there, his Pro Tour ranking. Right now, he's concerned. He needs to be here, he needs to come here, and he needs to win this opening game. And obviously he wants to go on and win a number of games. But he wants to make sure that he's up there in the Pro Tour Order of Merit, so that he maintains his seeding for events like this, for the Winter Series, which will be coming up.
83.
And that's just a measure of his professionalism as well. And it's a similar thing with Gerwyn Price. I mean, it was one of the first things he said post-match after winning the World Grand Prix. It was all about looking ahead to the next tournament and just maintaining that standard.
Well, it is an interesting one. I spoke to Peter Wright a few weeks back, and he made the point, actually used Paul Nicholson, our co-commentator, as an example. When you are winning, just keep playing. Play everything. Because if you know you're playing well, you don't know how much you can build your confidence, you can pick up ranking money. It is much easier to make those strides when you're winning and in a bit of form and high confidence. Because if you leave it, and it gets to a stage where you need to turn up to tournaments and you have to go and start picking up ranking wins and picking up money, and you're not in that form, well, it can really get out of control.
Yes, on the first leg,
Kurz looking completely in control for that 88 checkout as he produces a 17 darter and goes 1-0 up on the Premier League champion.
Yeah, and there must be some value. I'm not saying Durrant's going to walk through the door here and say, you know, I am the Premier League champion, but there must be some value deep inside, you know, deep down.
81.
Walking into a venue, knowing you are a Premier League champion, knowing you have done what you've done.
The words he
knowing
said,
that other players are looking at you.
His exact words on Thursday night were, I feel like the best player in the world right now. It's only a feeling.
60.
But that's a good feeling. And that's got to help.
And you have to make hay while the sun is shining. And that's exactly what Glenn Durrant is doing. But it's Kurz who has the opening
140.
As he said, a tough battle for Nico yesterday against Stefan Belmont. He was 4-2 and 5-3 down, in fact, in that match against the Swiss, and he reeled off 3 without reply to get the job done.
60.
But it was far from comfortable for him.
Superstars everywhere you look on PDC TV right now, because you've got the Premier League champion Glenn Durrant in action against the up-and-coming Nico Kurz, and Duzzer looking to leave a ton, and does.
108.
Perfect setup shot from Glenn Durrant, something of a trademark of his. Over on the other channel on PDC TV, we have now reached the semi-final stages of the very first Women's Series event.
58.
And look at the lineup.
And you
we
require
have
100.
Dieter Hedman versus Fallon Sherrick. And Lisa Ashton will take on Joanne Locke, who's beaten Bo Greaves in a last leg decider.
And
that is 5 perfect darts in a row for Glenn Durrant. 180 followed by 100 check out in 2. And Nico Kurz is not going to have things all his own way here. Not that he probably expected to be fair.
140.
Well, it was James Wade who accounted for him in the second round in Hildesheim after his opening victory against Jason Lowe last time out. Tough assignment once again here for Nico.
134.
But as he said, Dan, he's a precocious talent. He's at times ice cool on stage. He never shows any sort of emotion. He seems to display any discomfort. If he's in any discomfort, he just seems to be enjoying himself and making the most of what he's doing right now. Really looking forward to seeing him at the World Championship at some point in the future as well.
96.
Let's hope it's at Christmas time, but we'll see.
Yeah, he will be there. Ooh.
140.
Very nice, leaves himself a 2-dart checkout. He made the 88 look very, very simple earlier on. Does it? Yeah, you see, if he'd picked up a treble 19 there, he could have then gone to the bullseye.
39.
Because the 25
Nico required
96. Finish, in the end, Nico Kurz has got plenty of time. Not quite in.
56.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nico, you require 40.
Well, Glenn Durrant was beaten in the first round here last year by Ryan Searle. Came through as a qualifier that time. Straight into the second round.
Game shot the third leg.
Nico Kurz take out.
Fourth leg is Glenn to throw first. Game on.
Third leg for a 2-1 lead.
Going with throw at the moment. 14 darter from Kurz there.
100.
Certainly picked up his European Tour campaign after that first round defeat in Sindelfingen in May of last year. He made the quarterfinals in Holland, another last 8 appearance at the European Darts Match Play, and a semi-final appearance in Riesa towards the end of the campaign when he Five out of 6 then. He's got 4 out of 5 already.
You're right, actually, 5 out of 6. He's winning so many, I've lost count.
.23 for Gerwin Price. Nico Kurz playing catch up in leg 4.
85.
On the Durrant throw. Talked about Kurz's status as this German Super League champion. It's quite glib just to reel off the title, but when you look at what you have to go through, the number of matches
55.
that are played in that as well, that is an absolute marathon.
Yeah, they're long old weekends that they play on the German Super League. Played over a number of weekends, and then the final 4 get to the playoffs.
140.
Then you have a big grand final.
52.
It was shown live on TV here in Germany, and the winner got a spot at the World Championship. And what a final it was between Nico and Dragutin Horvat. And Nico's got a chance here to break through and open up a two-leg advantage. One treble required.
And he can't find it. But Durrant
60. Only require 94.
Stepping up for 94 with Nico Kurz waiting in the wings on 56.
Double six. Oh, yeah, lovely trademark combination finish from Glenn Durrant. He always goes on about the checkouts between about 110 to 120 as being his key one. But anything over about 81. So it does just moving around the board. You're only going to get one dart at double potentially. But if it has to go, Glenn Durrant hits them more than the vast majority of players out there.
$51. Nico required 20.
Usually pretty good on double 10, Nico Kurz. Certainly was against Stefan Belmont in the first round.
Yeah, on the fifth leg, Nico Kurz. Glenn to throw
win or lose today, this is another highly valuable piece of experience for Nico Kurz. The number of big names that he's come up against of late as well is only going to enhance his game.
100.
Well, Nico Kurz, a win here takes him to £5,000 for the Euro Tour Order of Merit, and that could well be enough to get to the European Championship.
Yeah, Glenn Durrant himself only on 3, picked up nothing as far as ranking is concerned for the Euros from Belgium. He was beaten in the second round by Mervyn King, made the last 16 in Hildesheim, lost to Daryl Gurney. So he needs a little bit more.
Yeah,
Glenn Durrant, no doubt about that.
That's the thing. Glenn Durrant, win this game or win his first game as a seed next weekend. Definitely going to be at the Euro. £6,000 is going to be enough. Lose them both? Maybe not.
Yeah, he would be a high-profile absentee from the European Tour entry list.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff from Duzzer, his second maximum of this one. Make it.
140.
It's going like for like there.
121.
Well, two big finishes. Durrant first at 1.
$51.
137.
Spanner in the works.
And you require 56.
But Durrant looking at 56 now. 2 darts at double 18 for a 3-all scoreline. Parity once again for Duzzer.
7 leg is Nico to throw first.
Does go to that double 18 on occasion. Works very nicely for him there. But 6 legs in, every single one of them a hold of throw. Glenn Durrant is going to have to find a break from somewhere, otherwise Nico Kurz will become the first person to beat the newly crowned Premier League champion.
Well, he can make a move here after that opening 45 from
100.
One of 4 German players involved today. Max Hopp, Gabriel Clemens and Ricardo Prich. Let's go.
134.
Making it through to the second round.
137
stage in the evening session. In fact, it's Max who brings the curtain down later against Vincent van der Voort.
Well, I know Mike Kijvenhoven showed some really good stuff in the back end of his victory over Darrell Gurney, and he has just beaten a two-time major champion, let's not forget. But let's have it right. If there's a quarter-final up for grabs in a European tour, if you're facing Mike Kijvenhoven side of the top 64, that is a much more attractive draw than, say, facing, I don't know, the winner of Gerwyn Price, Devon Peterson. This is a big opportunity for Nico Kurz
59
to find himself in the final session of a European tour.
Definitely.
If he can find a way to Glen Durrant has fashioned an opportunity to break through here and go into the lead for the first time. .45 scored, leaves 21. And that leaves double eight.
58.
Right on the wire.
Nico Uruguay 120.
Shanghai is on 20 for Nico Kurz to maintain this sequence of holds of throw and to re-establish his lead at 4-3. Bit awkward that, yeah.
A little bit too close. He's going to try and come in on the angle. You can see what he's doing, but just a little too high. Got a deflection, but he deflected off the top half of the dart rather than the lower.
And you require 8. Yeah, on the 7th flag, Glen Durrant.
Paid dividends for him.
8th flag, it's Glen to throw first.
And showing his versatility once again on the finishing. Wherever it is, he seems to be having plenty of joy. And that's the breakthrough that he was desperately craving.
Well, if he can go on and complete this victory, I know you can play Glen Durrant bingo in the interviews, but I would imagine the word that he will probably use is grind. That's what this has been. It has not been Glen Durrant playing at his top level. It's not even Glen Durrant playing at his
100.
sort of average level that we usually see. It's only a low 90s average, but the finishing has been good. There you see. He hasn't scored this game.
137.
Set-up shots have been hit and miss, but his finishing has been mainly hit.
100.
There have been opportunities to break for Nico Kurz, but those opportunities have not been taken, and it's not as if he's had darts to break. He's just found himself, he's had shots at things like 116 and 120. He's been left on shots of 56 and 24, but hasn't been able to take them out.
100.
One treble gives him a decent chance. Two trebles gives him a great chance of breaking. No trebles.
Problematic.
Then you require
And
160.
he's left himself 141, not for the first time today either. Durrant looking at 160 to extend his lead. That's not going to go, and once again he's found that treble 5.
54. You require
141. Goes to retrieve his darts.
Yeah, but Does has left one of those finishes that he just knows in his bones that he's got in his pocket. These are the ones that he's so confident about.
100. Glen, you require 106.
He had 113 against Gary Anderson that may well have been the key to winning that match. Can he go 51 on ball?
1.
And that is a bit of
Glen,
a
you
let off for
require
Glen Durrant.
24.
big disappointment for Nico Kurz. He has to take Durrant steps in, finishes off, and is now one away from a place in the last 16 here in Sindelfingen.
Well, he was 5-3 down to Stefan Belmont, wasn't he? And he managed to raise his game. I don't advocate it as a particularly good game plan.
Well, he had to, I mean, he was so below the standard that he...
95.
Could go big 15
Nico
as well.
141.
Well, he's at that 106 again. The sort of finish that you were talking about just a moment ago.
Yeah, and the sort of finish that Glenn Durrant really fancied himself, and he made a horrible mess of it last time.
105.
You don't expect him to make a horrible mess of it 2 times running, but he's not been very impressive today. But he is dozer. Double 16 will seal the deal with a trademark dozer combo finish.
Glenn, congratulations, through to the 3rd round, but that was, well, not a classic, let's say.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. Nico, for me, is up there with the best player in Germany, and I knew I was in for sure. I watched his games at Ali Pali, and he's a fantastic player, and I wanted to play well today. I'm on such a high at the moment after the Premier League. It's sort of difficult to come right down, and but that's no excuse. I've got to be better tomorrow.
I mean, I was going to talk about that. I mean, your last 48 hours must have been absolutely crazy. I'm sure you didn't have time to reflect on what happened, but your first PDC major title at the Premier League. Congratulations once again from all of us in Sindelfingen.
Dankeschön.
I mean, amazing times for you, Glenn, really.
Yeah, just, you know, for the crowd, it's like I won the Premier League, and then 3 hours I was with my manager on the way to Heathrow Airport to Stuttgart. So it's, I haven't had time to celebrate yet, but I want to play well in Sindelfingen. I would love to win this tournament, but I'm not going to win it playing like that. I must be better tomorrow.
Who knows, maybe you can celebrate the Premier League title and the European Darts Grand Prix title. Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Durrant.
Dankeschön.
Sagt er von